Year end is quickly approaching, and if you're a Web3 startup, accounting can make or break your success. The problem is that many Web3 startups don't place a heavy emphasis on their accounting because of all the competing priorities that factor into running a Web3 business. And although I can understand this, I want to go over today in this video why it's imperative for Web3 businesses to get their accounting up to date before the end of the year. So firstly, as a Web3 business, you're facing unique accounting challenges when compared to other businesses. In addition to accounting for all of your fiat transactions, you're also going to have to track all of your digital asset transactions as well. This includes your token distributions, staking, DeFi income, and any other types of transactions that are taking place on chain. And this all adds to your overall accounting complexity, and it even increases the type of tools that you need to use in your back office from a technological standpoint as well. So in addition to that, particularly for this year, we're facing increasing regulatory pressure and a shifting regulatory environment that is basically creating the need for you to get your accounting in order. Firstly, we have the 1099 DAs that are going to start to be issued in 2025. This means that anywhere where you're transacting with brokers, they're going to be sending third-party tax reporting to the IRS. So it is extremely important that we're making sure that we're in compliance. And the first step in doing that is making sure that all of your accounting is getting completed, up to date, and is in line with what is actually taking place on those exchanges. So there is going to be congruency between what the exchanges are reporting and what you are reporting. Additionally, there is a big change that's being implemented right now into Web3 accounting. It's probably one of the biggest changes we've seen since Web3 accounting has been in existence, and that is Revenue Procedure 2024-28. This is making everyone shift from a universal basis of accounting to an account form of accounting. This means that rather than just looking across all of your wallets and exchanges and applying an accounting methodology on an asset by asset basis, under this account basis, you're now going to have to look at each individual exchange and wallet and then apply an accounting methodology to the assets within each of those exchanges. So it's adding a layer of complexity to the accounting. And if you are an existing Web3 business that has been doing your accounting for some time before today, it's likely you've been doing it on a universal basis and are going to have to shift from universal to account basis. There's a deadline in this revenue procedure to where you have to do that by January 1st. So this is another reason that we need to make sure that you get your accounting updated before the end of the year to make sure that we're in compliance with this. Additionally, when it comes to cryptocurrency accounting, the accounting standards for cryptocurrency are still evolving. So you don't want to be playing catch up. You want to have your accounting system up to date based off of the current standards. So we're in a position when new accounting standards come out, or when new revenue procedures come out, like I was just talking about, we can make adjustments to our accounting system to reflect that and just constantly stay on top of these regulatory developments and reflect them in our accounting system and processes. So there are several risks to neglecting your accounting and waiting to do your accounting until year end. The first one that really comes up is tax compliance. What I see a lot is every tax season, during tax season, we'll have Web3 startups rush to Camuso CPA and say, hey, we need to file our taxes. Like, let's get our accounting done. Many times they haven't done their accounting all year, sometimes even over a year. And, the first step for us before we can do your taxes is obviously going to be getting all of that accounting complete. What can happen a lot of times is depending on how much accounting needs to be done, you may not be able to hit that tax deadline. We may need to file an extension and extend the time that you're filing and making estimated tax payments. Sometimes this can lead to interest and penalties. So you don't want to miss those deadlines. And you also you don't want to have inaccurate filings from a rushed accounting process or an accounting process that hasn't been built properly with the right standards in place, because that can lead to inaccurate tax filing, which also can lead to penalties and interest. Another risk not having your accounting complete throughout the year are missed tax planning opportunities. Web3 businesses should not only be managing their accounting throughout the year, but you should be doing quarterly tax projections and sitting down with a CPA to ensure that you're optimized from a tax perspective. And this is something that we work a lot with Web3 startups at Camuso CPA. So just looking at simple things of what, where do you stand this year in terms of income and expenses and your business activity, and are there any tax deductions that we can optimize, such as R&D credits? Are there any token related expenses that we can deduct? These are the types of things that we need to be looking at throughout the year. And additionally, starting to look at, okay, where is your tax position? How much taxes do you owe? Do we have taxes set aside for that? Are you making quarterly estimated payments? All of these tax planning considerations require your accounting to be updated. So really the first step is getting your accounting updated. The other big reason why you want to keep your accounting updated, or one of the risks involved in not keeping it updated, is losing investor and stakeholder confidence. Your accounting records are the springboard to any conversation you're going to have with investors. It's how they're going to determine the nature and health of your businesses, by looking at your financial statements. So if you don't have financial statements, or if you have poor financial statements, this can reflect very poorly with investors, and sometimes hurt your position with them, and even potentially lose potential investments from them. So another reason why you want to keep your accounting up to date that can benefit you as a business would be improved financial clarity. Web3 businesses are extremely dynamic, and you need to be making business decisions in real time that are going to impact your business. It is nearly impossible to do that if you don't know where you stand today and what your financial statements look like. You need accurate financial statements to inform your business decision making, and that's why you need to keep them updated throughout the year. You need to be understanding your revenue streams, your token related liabilities, everything that's going on financially that is going to be reflected on your financial statements. So you need to keep those up to date. This also gives you an opportunity to position yourself for future growth as well. If you are planning to scale your business, you want to get your accounting system in order now, rather than waiting till you have a lot of moving pieces in your business, the complexity has increased exponentially, and then you try to get an accounting system in place. It's going to prove to be much more difficult and much more cumbersome the further things go down the line. So you want to make sure that you're getting this accounting system implemented. So, what steps do you have to take to really get a good Web3 accounting system in place? Well, firstly, you want to look at what is your current accounting system and what is your current technology stack, and really audit that process and see where do you need room for improvement, or is it just that you need to get fully set up from scratch? That is the case for, I would say many of the Web3 startups that we work with. But I think the first step is just auditing your current accounting processes. Then step number 2 is looking at what is the current technology stack for your back office. What tools are you using to build your accounting system, and determining if there's any gaps in that, or if anything needs to be improved there. And the next thing I would recommend is working with a Web3 CPA like Camuso CPA. We can assist you in making sure that you have a sophisticated accounting system that is using the right tools. This is a very fragmented space when it comes to selecting the right technologies for your accounting system. So we can help you navigate that and make sure that you have a sophisticated accounting system overall from a technical standpoint as well. The next step to upgrade your accounting system before year end is making sure you're in compliance with Revenue Procedure 2024-28, because this is creating specific things that you need to do in your accounting system before this year ends in January 1st, 2025 is here. So I've made separate videos on this revenue procedure that go into detail on that. So I would encourage you to watch those. So don't wait to get your Web3 accounting in order. Now is the best time to do it. The only other better time to do it other than now was when you first started your company. So do not neglect this and do not defer this any further into the future. If you need to set up a Web3 accounting system, or if you want a review of your current accounting system, contact me and my team at camusocpa.com, and I'd be happy to speak with you. Until next time, I'm Patrick Camuso, signing off.